Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Pokemon OmegaRuby. I'm your host, ThePikaWu. In the last episode we made our way here to Dewford Town, and we kind of finished off everything that we really needed to do here, talk to NPCs, etc. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be taking on the Dewford City Gym, meeting up with Steven and delivering the letter that we were supposed to deliver to him, and then we're going to be making our way to Slateport City because we're going to obviously have to do another little delivery run before we can make our way back to Rustboro and get, I think, a free gift for doing all this work. So obviously we'll have to take a small detour all the way back to Rustboro City, but it shouldn't take very long once we get around to it, of course. Which is pretty much going to be around the end of Slateport, and then after that we'll just start making our way onto the next city, which will be Mauville City after that. So, yeah, it seems kind of simple and easy, right? So, if you didn't already know, the fact that I've mentioned it in the past couple episodes, this gym is a fighting-based gym, so if you have a Psychic-type Pokemon, pretty good to kind of have along. Same with flying types, I suppose. If you started off with Torchic, you probably have Peck by now, which is a flying-type move, so, I mean, that can be kind of useful, and most people like to blow through the game with their starter alone, but, I mean, what's the fun in that? So, I mean, yeah, that's all you really need for this place. Also, if you can't tell, this is kind of like a little bit of a in the dark type of puzzle thing, kind of like the original one, but it's not exactly the same. So obviously you have to kind of memorize where you're supposed to go, otherwise you'll be kind of stuck where you are. Of course, if you just like run around, you'll eventually find your way through it, but I mean, I don't know, it's kind of just the way I see it anyways. But I mean, not much you can really do, I suppose, but whatever. It's an easy gym, and I leveled up just a little bit, just enough to make sure this gym didn't give me any trouble. We were around level 13 to 16, or 13 to 16 I think in the last episode, so it's like, okay, we'll just make ourselves as close to like level 18 as we possibly can, because, you know, why not? But, you know, whatever. I don't know about anyone else that's actually been playing this game that kind of is into Shiny Honey or not, but I've been kind of playing with the Dex Nav, not on obviously on OmegaRuby, but on my AlphaSapphire. I kind of want to figure out how this whole shiny chain thing works with it, because I mean, water and caves are going to be very difficult, but outside of water and caves, the grass is pretty, you know, and you can find a lot of really cool stuff in the grass. In the Safari Zone, if you want to, you can find Pikachus with Lightning Rod or with Light Balls, stuff like that. It's the thing I actually have the current highest level for whenever it comes to the Dex Nav chaining thing, which I believe is currently sitting at 35. And even then, like, part of it, you just don't want to, like, you don't really even want to start doing the chaining, like the shiny chain thing, until you get to maybe around like level 60 on the little search level thing. And I don't know. Like, if you guys have actually successfully found something, I'm actually kind of curious as to what you found. Particularly just because, you know, I want to, like, hear people's stories and experiences with it, because I kind of want to actually give it a shot myself. But, I mean, that's, you know, if you didn't, then that's fine too, I suppose. No one really has to, but it's just something that I kind of find interesting. I really don't want to have to go and have Pikachu be my first shiny on AlphaSapphire, just because, you know, I've gotten shinies on like pretty much every game that I've played that you can get Pikachu on. I got it in Pokemon X, I got it in Pokemon Y, I'm probably going to end up getting it on AlphaSapphire at some point. And whenever this Let's Play is done, I'll probably be using OmegaRuby to shiny hunt as well. So I mean, which will probably suck for me because I'll have to restart the save file, just so I can get the legendaries and the mirage spots and shit to appear, because we're obviously going to be catching them in the Let's Play, and that means I'll obviously not be able to catch them, but you know what I mean. And at least, you know, Beldum's at level 18, so it still kind of obeys us. Obviously we can have Pokemon up to level 20 obey me, so as long as it stays under that mark, yeah, it's pretty much just fine. But, I mean, his gym is pretty easy. It's just, you have to make sure you're prepared for it. Ralts is basically the best thing you can catch early on, unless you're actually using the event Beldum like I am. And, that's about it. I mean, if you are over leveled with the Beldum, obviously, then you have nothing else to really rely on. So Ralts is basically the best psychic type that you can get early in the game. So I kind of recommend that you do, just because it's just really good. I honestly don't know what else to really say about Ralts. Ralts is just absolutely disgusting. But yeah. So I mean, we get the TM for bulk up. And he mentions Granite Cave. I like how they kind of highlight things like, oh hey, my friend Steven, and they highlight it. So yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, he also mentioned, he said that Pokemon up to level 30 will obey. I could be wrong. I wasn't, like, I kind of went through the text a little bit fast. Obviously though, we just kind of went through a gym battle, so what we're going to do is we're going to go and heal, and then you know, make our way over to the Granite Cave and see if we can't find Steven. Which of course we will, because, you know, I mentioned that already. We will be getting the letter to him, and then we're gonna have to go to Slateport in order to, you know, deliver the Devon goods. Now, this is also something that I kind of wanted to show you. As you can see at the top of the area nav there's a little icon, and then when you click it, it shows you all the trainers in the route, and it'll also tell you which trainers are ready to do a rematch. And this guy kind of asks for it. I don't really know what else to say about this guy. I used him a lot whenever it came to leveling up, because he has a Magikarp, which is easy enough to kill in one shot, and he also happens to have a Tentacool, which is obviously weak to Psychic, or Psychic type moves, you know, because we have Zen Headbutt and we have Confusion. So, I mean, I battled him at least 3 or 4 times off screen, and then I battle him again very shortly, which you'll be seeing. Of course, we have to go and deal with Steven. But this is something I definitely wanted to show everyone, because it's just something that I find to be worthwhile, especially if you need to get experience and money. It's just way too good to pass up. But now that we've battled him, we're going to head into the Granite Cave, and we're going to go and find Steven. Believe it or not, there's that little area here that requires you to use a Mach Bike. I haven't actually gone there yet, which is kind of surprising actually when I think about it, but I mean, whatever. This is also something that I've never really seen happen before. Mist. That's never happened to me, really. It's actually quite rare that something like that actually happens to me. So, I mean, I was like, oh, okay, well, this isn't inconvenient or anything. But, oh well, not much that I can really do about it, I suppose. But, I mean, at least we get lucky with our shit on the way out, I suppose. So as you'll see, we get a little cut in here. And it kind of just shows like a whole bunch of paintings and volcanoes. If you're playing AlphaSapphire, you'll see a lot of rain. You'll see Kyogre. You can also kind of, excuse me. You can also see kind of like the Omega symbol and the Alpha, the Alpha symbol on your respective legendary in the painting, quote unquote. Groudon has his little arms up in the air doing whatever, looking like he's breathing fire, and on his arms you can see the Omega on there, and then on Kyogre you can see it's like fins or whatever off to the side a little bit, kind of like it's doing with Groudon here, keeping them up in the air or whatever, and you can see the Alpha symbol on them. So, I mean, they really went the extra mile here with all this cave art and stuff. It's really cool. Part of the thing that really kind of disappointed me, at least up till now anyways, because again I haven't gone up through that one area that requires the Mach Bike. This place required a lot more for you to go through in order to actually get to Steven. It also required Flash. I really wouldn't mind so much if you know, you didn't have to use Flash to get to this place. I mean, it's kind of how it was in the game, you know, the prior games. But and for that matter, I was actually used to running through those caves without actually using Flash. It's actually how much I enjoyed these games, because I mean, it's not hard to really get to this place with that, you know, without Flash. But I mean, whatever. Anyways, we managed to get out of here without an encounter, and here's the funny part. As you can see in the area nav, he's kind of back again. So yeah, it doesn't really take that long for you to actually get a rematch up. So I mean, it's kind of cool, but I mean, it's also kind of annoying that it's the same guy. I wouldn't have minded it being one of the other two, but whatever. Not really complaining. Free experience, free, you know, money. Why the hell not, you know? And I mean, I don't know. It's just better, really, to just be able to battle the trainers over and over again, because not only is it experience, but it's also money, and money is actually kind of important, especially in Generation 6. It was in X and Y, and it's going to be somewhat important in this game. It depends on how badly you want to have a secret base, and have a decent looking secret base at that. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe everyone else is different, but I don't know. Also, I'm also playing AlphaSapphire while I'm doing my commentary, and I'm just kind of trying to get a feel for like everything that I'm doing here with the whole Dex Nav thing. I ended up finding another Pikachu that has a light ball. You can actually find light balls pretty frequently here. So I mean, if you need to get a fucking Volt Tackle Pichu or something, it's actually it's not that hard. It used to be very difficult. The same kind of applies with the whole Feevas finding thing. So I mean, it's kind of nice that they've made things like that gradually easier to find over the years, and to this point, like, it's now really easy. I've caught several Lightning Rod Pikachus as well, which is actually really cool, because when you think about it, getting Lightning Rod in X and Y was actually a bit more difficult, because unless you saw the trainers online, you wouldn't get their hidden abilities, and you wouldn't get their third Pokemon either. I think Pikachu was usually like the first or second slot though, so you never really had to worry about whether or not you were going to find it, and you know, but you would be able to like, I don't know, I don't know, like, it just seems weird to me, because like, they made it hard to get at first, and I can kind of understand why. Volt Tackle is kind of a really ridiculous move, but at the same time, like, I don't understand why it had to be as ridiculously difficult as it was. But I don't know. Another thing I find kind of funny is I did get some decent natures on some of these. Wow, there was actually an Adam in one too. That's not bad. I picked up quite a lot of light balls too. So I mean, it's pretty cool that you can get stuff like that. I actually want to look at all the wild Pokemon and see if I can't find something that's worth actually hunting for. If I can find something and get my camera to stop being terrible, I might actually do another shiny video at some point. But no promises on that. But I'm definitely going to try, especially if I end up if I happen to find a shiny like Zekrom or something. I'm definitely going to get that on video, because I'm sure a lot of people may have seen it already. But I mean, I don't know. I still have to actually get my shiny charm as well, even though I'm sure a lot of people don't exactly like the idea of using the shiny charm. It makes things a lot more simple, and you don't have to waste as much time doing it. I mean, if I had the ability to actually use OmegaRuby to do the shiny hunting right now, it would speed things up greatly, because I'd have 2 games going at it, and it would increase my odds quite a bit. But I don't really have that luxury at the moment. I've actually been considering restarting one of my other games, my X or my Y, just so that way I can kind of soft reset for a bunch of like better nature and IV things for like Mewtwo and whatnot. But I don't know. I can still like soft reset hunt for things like the fossils, or you know, things like that. But I don't know. By the way, this Zigzagoon caught me off guard. I actually didn't expect this from an NPC Pokemon. Like, this seems a bit weird to me, but it actually has access to Surf. So, yeah, that's the thing apparently. And I actually did not really expect that. I actually find that to be kind of cool. It kind of gives an NPC Pokemon a pretty good move, not gonna lie. But, I mean, and we know we're not going to be teaching Heal Pulse. That kind of heals our opponents. I don't know if, like, in a double battle that actually works on just, like, one Pokemon or something, but I don't know. Anyways, we're pretty much at the 15-minute mark, so in the next episode we're going to continue on Route 109 here, finishing off all the trainers that we can. Then we're going to make our way to Slateport City and deliver the Devon goods to Captain Stern, I believe his name is. So yeah, we'll be doing all that in the next episode, and hopefully we'll be getting started on getting to Mauville as well. So, yeah, be sure to stay tuned for that, and if you haven't already, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and until next time, this is the PokeGamer, signing out.